In the Philippines, women are renting out their rooms.
Sabi niya, hello, willing nga bang mag-surrogate, ma'am? Sabi ko.
Surrogacy is controversial in this highly religious nation, but an underground industry is thriving.
Ang minimum talaga is $10,000 pag wala ka pang experience.
We go undercover to reveal how clinics are breaking the law.
We're going to be including your name as if you're the one who gave birth to Jesus.
And examine what's at stake for those involved.
It's the commodification of women, commodification of the womb.
101 East investigates the secretive world of surrogacy in the Philippines.
In a rural town 3 hours drive from the Philippine capital of Manila, Gloria is getting ready to feed her baby boy. Motherhood has been a traumatic experience for her.
Almost 1 month akong inaabot ng postpartum depression. Minsan nasisigawan ko yung baby, tapos nare-realize ko kasalanan ko din.
Gloria's maternal challenges are different to those of most new mothers. She gave birth to Matthew 2 months ago, but she was never meant to keep him. She's a surrogate.
Parang ilalagay na daw yung sa tiyan ko. Tapos, pagkapunta ko doon, pumasok na kami sa isang room. Nilagyan na nila ako ng swero. Parang makakatulog na ako. Pagkagising ko, okay na daw.
In surrogacy, a woman agrees to become pregnant and give birth to a child for another person. It's an arrangement usually agreed upon when pregnancy is medically impossible or too risky for the intended mother.
Wala pa akong alam about talaga sa ganyan. Parang gusto ko lang i-try pero nagse-search na ako sa YouTube kung anong ibig sabihin. Tapos parang pumasok sa isip ko na ito yung way na para magkapera ako, para makasurvive ako sa mga kailangan ko.
Gloria offered herself as a surrogate mother on Facebook.
Ang dami namang nag-chat, kaso una nag-chat sa akin yung handler. Sabi niya, hello, willing nga bang mag-surrogate, ma'am? Sabi ko, hello po, willing naman po.
The minimum wage in the Philippines is around $10 a day. Gloria earns a little more than that in her usual job as a massage therapist. But she was promised almost $6,000 to be a surrogate, an extravagant sum, especially for a single mother of 2.
Why did you need money?
Para sa pamilya ko, tapos para magkaroon ako ng bahay. Tapos mabili ko yung mga bagay na gusto ko para sa anak ko.
Gloria was overjoyed when the insemination process worked on the first try. But a few weeks into Gloria's pregnancy, her happiness quickly turned to despair.
How did you find out that the sperm donor didn't want the baby anymore?
No communication. Parang tinatanong ko yung handler kung kumusta, Wala na daw communication sa kanila. Sobrang disappointed kasi di mo alam kung paano bubuhay.
So you didn't earn any money?
Exactly. Parang abortion ang nangyayari, kaso parang karoon ako ng takot sa Diyos.
She regrets not asking for a contract before becoming a surrogate.
Mas inisip ko na lang na yung pera na lang na kahit walang kontrata, hindi mangyayari yung kinakatakutan ko. Pero wala mas nagtiwala ako.
Gloria says that after the client disappeared, she was left to her own devices.
Parang bahala ka na kung paano may survive yung sarili mo. Ganun. Tapos sabi niya, ipa-adopt ko na lang.
So there was no financial support, no emotional support?
Wala.
Despite her own hardships, Gloria chose to keep the baby.
Nung nakita ko na si baby, parang sabi ko sa sarili ko, hindi ko na siya ipapa-adopt kasi nakaraos na ako eh.
Gloria is part of a growing underground surrogacy industry in the Philippines. It's taboo in this predominantly Catholic country, although there are no specific laws governing the practice. Gloria was a so-called traditional surrogate because her own egg was used. The more common arrangement is gestational surrogacy, when a woman carries someone else's egg and sperm. Both provide steady business for Anna, an experienced surrogate and now recruiter.
Surrogate talaga ako before. Tapos, hindi ko naman ma-handle yung 10 intended parents na nag-i-inquire sa akin. So, yun.
How do you screen potential surrogates?
Usually naman yung alam kong hindi baliw-baliw na tao. Siyempre, yung parang yung may common sense, may alam niya yung ginagawa niya na hindi ka lang napagpilitan. Kumbaga, ang mga nare-refer ko is mga kaibigan ng mga kaibigan ko, mga ganun mga kakilala nila. Pero never akong umano online ng stranger para maging surrogate mother.
Most of Anna's clients approach her through surrogacy websites. She can receive up to 30 inquiries a month. She says there's increasing demand from foreigners for Filipino surrogates.
Mga middle age, marami na sa kanilang naghahanap ng surrogate. Mas gusto niya yung mga Filipina kasi mas maganda yung mix ng blood. May halo siya na Pilipino tapos may halong European. So ang ganda, parang pang model yung itsura, ganon.
How much do your surrogates make?
Ang minimum talaga is $10,000 pag wala ka pang experience. Pag may experience ka na, it's around $15,000 to $20,000 na.
Despite the growing demand, surrogacy is complicated in the Philippines. Here, the birth mother is recognized as the legal mother of the child. So if the surrogate decides to keep the baby, the law will side with her. The only valid way for parentage to be transferred is for the commissioning parents to adopt the child, a time-consuming process with no guarantee of success. Anna usually sends her recruits abroad to avoid scrutiny.
How many surrogates have you sent abroad?
Mga 8 sa Nepal, mga 2 sa Thailand.
In the past few years, women heading overseas to be surrogates have been detained by Philippine authorities as part of a crackdown on human trafficking. To get around this, Anna tells immigration officers that the surrogates are her house help.
Pero pag pupunta kami sa ibang bansa, dumadaan sa immigration, talagang nakakakaba talaga. Pinacoach ko talaga sila kung anong sasabihin. Kasi hindi din alam ng babae kung anong ginagawa nila. Hindi sila sanay umalis ng bansa. Lalo na yung kunyari sa mismong airport pa lang.
For such risky work, Anna receives around 1/10 of what the surrogate earns. She says surrogacy has turned her life around for the better, enabling her to raise her children alone after she left her husband due to domestic abuse.
100 pesos lang yung sahod ko, naghugas ako pinggan. Ngayon, ang dami ko na napatay yung bahay. Pero 12 years in the making naman yun. Hindi naman overnight yun.
Do your daughters have a better life than you did growing up?
Oo. Lahat ng nila gusto nila, nakukuha nila ngayon eh. Hindi. Hirap kasi buhay dati talaga.
Anna has kept her work a secret from family and friends for fear of stigma. But she hopes that surrogacy will be more widely accepted by Filipinos in the future.
What do you want people to know about surrogacy?
Na hindi masama, na hindi dapat ikahiya kasi nakakatulong sa mga tao. Unang-una sa lahat, hindi man ako nag-human trafficking. Kasi umuwi naman sila sa Pilipinas, hindi naman sila napaano. Kumbaga, yung mga surrogate nga na na-recruit ko, actually much better pa kayo nangyari sa kanila.
Today, I'm meeting Anna and one of her recruits at a local cafe. 35-year-old Maria is a housekeeper who has carried a child for a local couple.
Maria, when you were told that you would need to be pregnant for someone else, what was your reaction?
Parang di ako naniniwala kasi. Parang sabi ko, sige, try ko, parang imposible naman din kasi mangyari yun.
Maria earned $10,000 for the child she carried as a surrogate.
And what did you think of the money when she told you how much it would cost?
Sabi ko, malaking tulong yun. Malaking tulong yun sa family ko. Sa pagpapalaki ng 2 anak ko.
Would you do it again?
Maybe. Sana.
Would you do it for an agency?
Ayoko sa agency. Hindi ko pa na-try pero ayoko sa agency.
What do you think of agencies in the Philippines?
As an independent recruiter, Anna is also skeptical about surrogacy agencies in the Philippines.
Tingin ko sa kanila parang unfair sila para sa industry. Sa intended parent, mas malaking pera yung nilalabas nila pero hindi naman napupunta doon sa surrogate na gumagawa lahat ng hard work. Parang yung middleman lahat yung kumikita. Yun yung agency.
So you think agencies are money-making schemes?
For me, yes.
Many agencies and fertility clinics promoting surrogacy services have cropped up across the country in recent years. One clinic in Manila offers complete surrogacy services, but doesn't explain how they navigate the law.
It's been extremely difficult to find someone who will speak to us on camera about the surrogacy industry. But I did meet a source who showed me a falsified birth document. They claim a fertility clinic removed the surrogate's name and registered someone else as the legal mother.
We requested an interview with the clinic, but didn't hear back.
It's recording.
So we're going undercover as potential clients to see if they'll offer to modify birth records.
I'll join you guys.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Inside, we meet the owner of the clinic, who talks us through their services.
Surrogacy is 64,000.
Okay.
That includes the matching of the surrogate, the onboarding, the testing of surrogate, the stimulation.
She also mentions there is a database of surrogates to choose from.
Right now we have a backlog, but before we have like a database full of them.
Are they young?
They're 35 years old or younger, and then they should have already experienced giving birth in the past without any history of miscarriage, abortion, anything.
She adds that the surrogates stay in housing provided by the clinic for the duration of their pregnancy.
We have housing for them, so they're also staying with other surrogate mothers. They have helper, they have a manager.
And they're treated well?
Of course, you can visit anytime. You can just surprise visit.
She then reveals the clinic can arrange for names to be changed on birth records.
But this is not legal. It's basically simulation birth.
Simulation birth, what does that mean?
Meaning to say we're going to be putting in paper. We're going to be putting your name as if you're the one who gave birth to Jesus.
So you can put my name as the legal mother, as if I was the one who gave birth?
Yes.
You can assist them?
Yes.
Who would be able to?
It will be you and the doctor.
The clinic also uses the name of the intended mother in tests and scans so that there is no trace of the surrogate in any paperwork.
Once there is a confirmed pregnancy of the SM, you will need to be here, just so we can do the test, and then you will have a record that you actually did the test and that you were pregnant.
The owner adds that the clinic used to send surrogates abroad to countries like China, where surrogacy is prohibited.
We were in China back then. We're partnered with huge Chinese hospitals, but they're asking for 40 a week. That's too much. We cannot do that.
How many surrogates did you end up sending? Or were you able to send?
100.
And when did you stop sending surrogate mothers abroad?
Pandemic happened.
Okay.
She also reveals that her business is thriving.
How many surrogate births do you have a year?
A lot.
Really? Foreign and local?
Like, last time we just did, I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago, how many embryo transfers did we do? Or something less than 20. That was just last week.
And so the business for surrogacy is good?
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Just message us if you're ready to do.
We confirmed the presence of surrogate housing and obtained photos from a source showing the conditions inside one such residence. This is the area where the clinic says they have several surrogate houses.
It's a stark contrast to the glitzy neighborhood where the clinic is. One source we spoke to said she spent 9 months in a house here with a handful of other surrogates. Those who failed to get pregnant after 3 tries were sent home.
Professor and human rights lawyer Elizabeth Aguiling Pangalanan researches issues surrounding surrogacy in the Philippines. For her, the inequality inherent in surrogacy is concerning.
Many surrogates are less wealthy than commissioning couples. Does that open the door to exploitation?
Oh yes, it does. In fact, that's the reason why there's a total ban against surrogacy in other countries, because it's the commodification of women, commodification of the womb.
She emphasizes that anyone involved in falsifying birth records could go to jail.
If the birth certificate of a child is falsified, if the mother's name is changed, is that illegal?
It is. In fact, it's a crime.
Could agencies be shut down if they're proven to have falsified birth certificates?
Yes, sure.
For the professor, a law on surrogacy is urgently needed to protect the interests of all parties and ensure that surrogates are compensated fairly.
There has to be a rule. There has to be a law that's clear. I think that it should be allowed if it's medically necessary, not just as a way of trying to avoid the inconvenience of getting pregnant. And yeah, commercial surrogacy, but with regulated fees, not so high, not so low, but they have to be paid.
When we meet again with Anna's recruit Maria, she says she is proud to have granted a couple's ultimate wish.
Parang pinagtagpo ko talaga ng tadhana na na makilala ako. Natutuwa naman ako kasi sobrang happy nila na nagka-baby sila. First time, tapos ang tawag nila doon, $1 million baby. Kasi ang dami na nilang nagastos simula pa nung umpisa.
Did you get attached to the baby when you were pregnant?
No, hindi talaga. Hindi ko talaga pinipili na talagang akin. Yung pili ko, dugo lang siguro yung shinare ko. Hindi ko talaga siya napili na akin.
But for some, the risks of hiring a local surrogate are too great.
Hi. Natasha. Nice to meet you.
Ninoy Rocco and his spouse chose to go to America, where commercial surrogacy is legal in certain states.
I knew all along that I wanted to become a dad.
But going abroad, how much did that cost financially?
An arm and a leg. See, but the ballpark figure they'll give you is around $200,000.
Would you have been comfortable doing it in the Philippines?
I don't think so. I was just too scared that there was no contract between me and the surrogate, unlike in the States, where everything's written down, you hire lawyers, and everything's in black and white.
Their choice paid off. They are now proud parents to twins, a boy and a girl who are now 4 years old. But Ninoy recognizes that going abroad for surrogacy is not an option for most.
If surrogacy were legalized in the Philippines, would you have done it here?
Yes. Yes, I would have done it here.
How has surrogacy changed your life?
It's changed our lives completely. Now you're responsible for 2 lives. And it has brought us so much happiness. It's a cliche, but it brought purpose to our lives.
The World Health Organization says 1 in 6 people suffer from infertility worldwide. With people seeking alternative ways to have children, the global surrogacy market is predicted to surpass $129 billion by 2032. The expansion of surrogacy across the Philippines is further fueled by the fact that Filipinos are among the most active social media users in the world.
There are hundreds of posts on Facebook about surrogacy in the Philippines. Filipino women offering their rooms for rent, and hopeful parents trying to find carriers. It's like a marketplace where you buy and sell products. Then there are foreign agencies advertising Filipino women as cheaper alternatives to Western ones. Look at this post saying surrogacy in the US is more than twice the cost of doing it in the Philippines.
That same agency also recruits women to go to China. They even offer to arrange student visas for surrogates. That's illegal. To the Catholic Church, the only solution is an absolute ban, as underscored in this speech by Pope Francis.
Ritengo despecabile la pratica della cosiddetta maternità surrogata. Un bambino è sempre un dono e mai l'oggetto di un contratto. Auspico pertanto un impegno della comunità internazionale per proibire a livello universale tale pratica.
Nearly 80% of Filipinos are Catholic, making the church a potent political power here.
Every family may become an instrument of making disciples of Jesus.
Father Jonathan Cadiz directs the Family Commission of the Diocese of Parañaque. He says even in vitro fertilization, which is needed for surrogacy, is unacceptable.
Well, the whole process of in vitro fertilization and surrogacy, when they fertilize many eggs and then there are many surplus embryos, all of them would put at risk the life of the human embryo. Surrogacy looks at life as an object to be used. That's why the church does not approve of surrogacy.
What is the church's solution for infertile people who want children?
They need to pray that God may grant them the gift of life. You know? And if they are having infertility problems, they can consult a doctor. And well, if it still does not work, then a more charitable action is to adopt a child and treat them as their own.
So if a couple is unable to have their own biological child, they should accept it as God's will.
Yes, and you know, sometimes God's will may be difficult to understand, but there is wisdom in it.
Father Cadiz also says the church will actively oppose a bill in Congress that is seeking to regulate surrogacy procedures in the country.
I'm praying that it will not be passed. The church will be consistent about defending life from the moment of conception.
Kaimer Adan Olaso, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Congressman Kaimer Olaso knows it will be tough to go against the church. He's the one who filed the bill last year in the Philippines House of Representatives, which aims to establish professional surrogacy standards and ethics. The bill also provides clear guidelines on parentage. A child born through surrogacy would be deemed the biological child of the intending couple. But there's a catch. The bill would only permit altruistic surrogacy, where surrogates would not be paid.
I'm not scared of going against the church because I'm a Roman Catholic and my faith is really strong with God. But my point of view, it's about time to have this thing because it's already happening in our country. If I will not file this, who else will file? Nobody.
Olaso says that by removing profit from surrogacy, he hopes to get more support for the bill to pass.
If it's not altruistic, then I will have problem with the bill.
Being pregnant and giving birth to a child is very difficult work. Don't you think women should be compensated for that?
We will legalize it, but we will not go much more than that because I know that I will also break our Catholic faith in God.
But wouldn't criminalizing commercial surrogacy actually encourage the black market to flourish and it'll be harder to regulate?
Yeah, most likely it will. But if we need to amend our bill to reconsider them, then we will do that.
So you're open to reconsidering commercial surrogacy?
I'm open to reconsider, but in the future.
Meanwhile, Anna is getting ready to be a surrogate for a fourth time. She will serve as a traditional surrogate and use her own eggs, this time to help an American couple as the wife is unable to bear a child.
30 na ako eh. Ibig sabihin malapit na ako sa end ng surrogacy journey ko talaga. Kasi hanggang 35 pwede pang mag-surrogate. Pero pag ano doon, medyo mahirap na rin kahit sabing 35 ka na.
Ideally, how many more until you turn 35?
2. Ito tas isa pa, parang ganun.
Gloria too has yet to close the door on surrogacy completely, despite her experience.
Would you ever do surrogacy again?
Siguro 50-50 about sa decision na ganyan. Baka yung meron na akong panghahawakan na matibay na decision or contract, yung parang alam kong sigurado na ako hindi na mauulit pa.
Were you not discouraged about what happened?
Gusto ko uling itry kasi kahit pa paano, parang until now kasi gusto ko pa rin talagang magkaroon ng sariling bahay. Yun lang kasi naman yung gusto ko, yung mabigay ko yung bagay na para sa anak ko eh. Yung may sarili silang bahay.
She hopes no other surrogates will go through what she did.
Sana magkaroon, para magkaroon ng protection ng mga kababaihan. Tapos hindi na patagong ginagawa.
For these women, surrogacy provides a livelihood, often at great risk to themselves. As long as it remains unregulated, It's a job they'll undertake in the shadows.